Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Super Bowl was yesterday, but it has nothing on what we have for you here today. HockeyTV, Illinois Broadcasting School, the Illinois Media School, IMS, Lucas Jones, Dan Kay, and a whole bunch of Midwest hockey fans. We got hockey. We got the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings. We've got the Chicago Cougars hosting this one. I thought it might be a little loud. There's some River Kings. There's some Chicago Cougars. There are two of the best teams in all the land facing off here tonight, Lucas. A little bit of a late start. It was warm today. I brought the warmth. I was in California, fly over here, and apparently it's 51 degrees in Chicago. Today, ice is going to play a little slow. It's going to be a little slower game. The boards will have a little extra bounce. I think that plays in the favor of the Chicago Cougars. I think this is a team that a win today could really help right that ship, bring them back. They're 4 points out of a home playoff game in the first round, and we all know how important those were. Dell's Ducks, Lucas, last year, 3 seed entering the playoffs. They made a run. They won it all. They had Jared Young. This is a Cougars team that can do it, but they got to get through the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings, and oh boy, have these Kings been monarchs. They have reigned supreme. They win, and they win some more. Just how good has Wisconsin been, Lucas?
Well, I think the record that Wisconsin has is proof enough of how good they've been. You know, they are such a fast team. Week in, week out, when we watch this team play, we are always shocked at just how fast they are on the ice.
Yeah.
You know, they're moving the puck in behind the net. You can sometimes not even tell where the puck is going to be. And that makes it, obviously, very hard to defend against their offense.
I mean, you watch this team, you look at the record, you look at it on paper, 32, 4, and 3. This is a team that doesn't lose. The difficulty to bring it to the ice every day, the difficulty to win 32 games, lose 4, lose 3 in overtime. It's a balanced team. It's a deep team. It's a team that can beat you in different ways. It's a team that line 1 is different than line 4. They're not the kind of team that recruits one kind of guy. Marty Quarters is not out here recruiting one type of guy and bringing each of that guy in. He doesn't have clones. He has a team, a smattering of different people. He's got guys representing 11 states. He's got guys representing 3 countries. This guy, and that's not counting the U.S., 4 counting the U.S., this guy brings in talent from all over, talent of all shapes, sizes, and from everywhere in the country. We're a minute away from Coach Brad Stouffer's coming out. And before he comes out, I want to remind everybody just how much he looks like Tom Cruise, okay? Because, I mean, every time I have Coach Tom Cruise come on here, we talk risky business, we talk about his top guns, and we talk about Maverick Goose. Who's going to be the Maverick tonight? Who's going to go out there, make things happen? Lucas, how excited are you to talk to Brad Stouffer's?
Well, we actually had a phone interview with him earlier this week, and I got to say, he's a guy who really knows his stuff. You can ask him almost any question, and he'll have an answer ready for you.
He is young. He's handsome. He's a winner. He's head coach of the Chicago Cougars, and he's coming out on set with us right now. Head coach of your Chicago Cougars, Mr. Brad Tom Cruise Stouffer's.
Thanks,
Stouffer's,
guys.
it's what's for dinner. What are you doing? How you doing, Coach? How you feeling right now?
That was a heck of an intro, guys. I really appreciate it. So thank you for that. Feeling well. You know, it's been a fun afternoon. A little bit unpredictable with the weather here in Chicago. It's a beautiful day. Unfortunately, not a beautiful day for a hockey game, but we're ready to roll here, and the Cougars are, ready to put up a fight to try to avoid a sweep this weekend and see what we can do.
Now talk about that. Talk about the distractions that can weigh on a team when you think it starts at 5, right? Then all of a sudden it's 51 degrees, and you don't know if it's going to be too warm to play. You don't know if it's going to rain. You don't know if it's going to be sunny. You don't know what the weather conditions are going to be like. What do you do as a coach in those situations? What do you tell the guys? How do you keep them in it?
Yeah. It takes a lot of mental toughness, and that's something that separates good hockey teams from great hockey teams and great sports teams, So there's a little bit of adversity, but it's nothing we haven't, been through before already. Throughout this season, faced a lot of adversity with just different lines and injuries, and in February, every team's been through some stuff at this point.
Yeah.
So it's nothing we can't handle, but being pushed back a little bit, the elements dealing with tonight will pose a little bit of a challenge, but it's for both teams. So at this point, I think we're gonna see how the ice holds up as the game goes along. But as of now, there's not really any changes to our game plan based on the start time, or the ice conditions. We'll have to see as we go, but as of now, we're plugging away as usual.
Coach, talk about this kind of game, an outdoor game, a different type of game than what your guys are used to. How do you use the elements to your advantage? How do you use the outdoor game to your advantage against a very good River Kings squad?
Yeah, we're so fortunate to have this opportunity and play here at a beautiful venue at the MB Financial Park here in Rosemont. It's been a heck of a day just seeing the sights and some of the fine venues here at Adobe Gilas and some of the other surrounding places. So very grateful and fortunate to be here. To use the elements to our advantage, the River Kings are a very fast, skilled team. They work well together. They have some real powerful forwards.
Yeah.
They got some skill up front. And hopefully the ice might help us slow them down a little bit.
Yep.
At least I'm hoping that way. We got to try to get pucks deep, not let them create a lot of offense, because when they do, they can really go. Especially, the line of Van Bockelen, Ryan Mance, and Reed Kaiser can really go. And the defenseman, Harrison Cole, they've got a lot of skill, a lot of speed. So we're just going to try to slow them down by keeping pucks deep and try to play a lot in their end.
Coach, let me close it out here. Final question for you. Matt Olson, right? The story last year, the dangerous, the injury, it was sad, and then all of a sudden you see this strength in this young man. This man battle back. This man not let anything get him down. The Olsen strong, the mantra that I saw last year in Chicago, the fans here rallying behind this young man. Talk to me about Matt Olson and just what does a player like that, what does a person like that do for your team?
Yeah, you said it best. Olsen strong, and that's the mantra, and that's truly who he is and what he lives by. So fortunate that he was part of our organization and will continue to forever be part of our organization. You see the support here tonight.
Yep.
We got a silent auction going for him as well to continue to raise funds for him and his family as they continue to have ongoing medical costs for his injury. It's truly unfortunate, but injuries are part of the game, unfortunately, and what happened to Matt, is unfortunate, but the strength, the courage, what he's done since that injury is just truly remarkable and inspirational to our guys. Even though he can't be around us every day, he's forever with our team. And we got the new locker room up now with his jersey hung in there, the number 3 Matt Olson jersey. So we like to think he's with us at every game, even when he can't be there physically. So he's been huge for us. Can't say enough about him and his character and what he's done and what he's meant to our organization. So excited we can give back to him a little bit tonight.
Coach, it just shows the kind of person you recruit, the kind of player you recruit, the kind of player in the USPHL as a whole. Matt Olson, great story. Give the Matt Olson here silent auction. You have a chance. We're going to go to Marty Quarters now, Coach. Good luck today. Good luck out in the ice. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Let's have a good one tonight.
Let's have a good one, Lucas. And we're going to bring out our next interview. We could call him a victim here because the Cougar's going to be behind him. We're going to go to head coach of your first place Wisconsin Rapids River Kings, and that's Marty Quarters. He's on his way out here. We're getting him plugged in, getting him mic'd up. Marty, first of all, I love the hat. I love the style. I love the outdoor look you've got going on right now. How you feeling today?
I'm a Detroit guy, but we got to represent Chicago, and we thought it was going to be freezing, so we ordered the jackets up a while ago and ready for the outdoor game. So
now, you talk about an outdoor game, right? I just talked to Brad, coach of the Cougars. I talked to him about how does he use it to his advantage against a quick team like your team. A team that likes to play a well-balanced, strong, powerful, quick game. I asked him how he used it to his advantage. How do you not let it slow your team down?
Well, you know what? We're ready to play any way you want to play. We have a pretty deep team this year. Chicago, I think, has one of the faster teams we played this year, if not the fastest team. So, I think the ice is the same for both teams.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to adjust, shoot the puck a little bit more, not try to be too fancy with it, and play a hard physical game, and that's River Kings hockey. So, we're not afraid to play, in a backyard, outdoor rink, indoor rink. We're a pretty confident group, but we also know we have our hands full tonight. This is a good team. It's a well-coached team. and it's a team that we might see in the second round of the playoffs. So
That's right.
we're not going to take them lightly, and we're going to try to be prepared and try to chop that tree a little bit and start working.
Coach, I look here and I look at Ryan Mance, Reed Kaiser, and Mr. Van Bachlen.
Yeah.
And I look at 76 points, 67 points, and 50 points from a forward line. Talk about how good this trio has been for your squad this year.
You know, we're fortunate. They played together last year for a lot of the year, and they were really good in the playoffs. And then, you know, you look at our next line with Albitz, Quarters, and Peterson, and they came together right before the playoffs last year, and they were probably our best puck possession team.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got two teams of returning players. That gives us a lot of balance. So, you know, we can roll 3 lines. We like to roll 4. We feel we're at our best rolling 4. And the Mance, Van Bachlen, and Kaiser line, and then you got Harrison, Cole, and Stiles on defense. They really have been outstanding for us on the power play, and that's where they get a lot of their points.
Yeah.
And, you know, as we can be disciplined and stay out of the box, then, you know, that's where we're going to be strong.
Now, Lucas, do you have anything for Coach here?
Yeah, so you're sitting right now at the top of the division. So my question is you're going into the latter half of the season, going into the playoffs, what do you focus on? Because a lot of times the question is, what do you focus on improving? Are you looking to change anything? But when you're at the top, it's a bit of a different conversation to have. You know, so are you focusing on keeping things the same? Are you focusing on trying to stay ahead of the curve as you come in and play these other powerful teams towards the end of the season?
You know, some teams have made some strong moves, and we didn't make a lot of moves. We were pretty confident with the group we have. We like to build a family-type atmosphere, and our teams have done a great job. I think if you see the video that the players did on themselves, how much pride they have about wearing the River King logo. So, you know, we're going to just try to be the very best we can be. And we've been fortunate. We got off to a good start. We found a way to win some close games. And, you know, we're just going to try to be the best we can be. And then you're going to make some changes along the way. You're going to add a little bit to your power play, your penalty kill. We've had to do that this weekend just because Chicago's a tough team to play against. We've had to make adjustments on the fly. And, you know, we try to teach our guys to focus on one shift at a time and winning your shift. And when you put enough wins together, in the end, you're going to get a victory. And that's kind of, we really focus on trying to be the best we can be and play fast, hard, physical hockey.
Fast, hard, physical hockey, and that is what Marty Quarters and his Wisconsin Rapids River Kings bring to the table. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Good luck out there. We don't want to keep you too long. We want you to be able to get down there, give that rousing speech to the young guys. What are you going to tell them? What are you telling them? Let the people know.
You know, we've played 39 games now, so if I'm trying to motivate them or tell them something new, then we haven't done our job. But with Wayne Brown and myself, we're just telling them, make sure they're prepared, make sure they're rested, and make sure they're ready to go and be the best they can be. And, you know, it's exciting. You're an outdoor game. But once you're inside the glass, it's just ice.
Yep.
And, you know, we're not going to be distracted. We're a veteran team, a little bit like the Ducks were last year. So we're just going to try to be the best we can be and get after them and not overhandle the puck too much and keep our short shifts going. And then we can be good if we can do that. But we're going to have our hands full.
You heard, like the Ducks were last year, and they were pretty successful. Coach, we hope the same success for you guys, and good luck down there at the ice. Put on a show for everybody.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
We've had Coach Marty Quarters. We've had Coach Brad Stofers. We've had the matchup of coaches. Now let's talk about the matchup down on the ice, the matchup of players, Lucas. And we talked about, I asked Coach about it. We asked about Ryan Mance, Reed Kaiser, Kevin Van Bachlen. I think you have something on Kevin Van Bachlen. Was that the guy you had highlighted here, your guy?
Yeah, well, I actually have that entire line highlighted. They've combined for 81 goals on the season. I mean, that display of offensive ability is just incredible.
Yeah.
There are very few words to describe when you have a line like that can put together that much offense consistently through an entire first half of the season. That's definitely something to be highlighted on this show, on any show, and something that these guys should feel very proud of. As far as the rest of the River Kings go, I do want to also mention, number 8, James Stiles.
Yeah.
He's got 4 goals, 16 assists, but what I really like, and if you're a fan of the Dan K Show, you know I'm a huge fan of assists. I'm also a huge fan of that power play ability, and he's got 3 power play goals and 11 power play assists. He's a guy who's making it happen. He's the guy who, when you are on the power play, when you have those chances, he always just is in the right place at the right time.
Yep. You know, Reggie Jackson once said, I'm the straw that stirs the drink, and I think there's times where Mr. Stiles has a lot of style, and gets himself involved, makes it happen, makes that drink delicious, and that drink is the offense on the power play and special teams. But you want to talk about the power play? You want to talk about success? Let's talk Ryan Mance. He's been the Mance. He's been the right guy. He's been all the time, prime time, Ryan Mance. 76 points, 29 goals, 47 assists. But look at the special teams numbers. 12 power play goals, 23 power play assists. Video game numbers. Video game numbers. You turn on NHL and you're playing, it's video game numbers, Lucas. How do you put those numbers up as a player? How good has Ryan Mance been this season?
It's consistency.
Yeah.
You know, the streaky numbers can come and go, but when you put up that many assists, that many points, you are consistently there. You're consistently making the effort, and you're consistently coming through on that effort as well. You know, we see a lot of effort from every team in this league. You know, they're crashing the net, they're aggressive forecheck, they're really going after the puck. But then there is the different kind of player that can put all of those opportunities home in a way that helps his team, and that's what he's given the River Kings this year.
Lucas, we just got the sign. 2 minutes left, and you know what the 2-minute mark means here? It means we're going with our predictions. We're going to let the people at home know just who we have selected to win tonight's game. Lucas, give me your selection here.
Well, Dan, you know, I've thought long and hard about it. We've had a lot of time to study this matchup. We've gone back and forth on the Dan K Show. You know, we've done a lot of work, a lot of preparation, but I got to go with the Chicago Cougars.
Woo!
I looked at the numbers. I've crunched the numbers. I have studied the numbers, the players. I've talked to the coaches, and I got to go Cougars on this one.
Going Cougars on this one. You know, Lucas, we're in Chicago. We've got a minute left here on the pregame show. And you think, you know, in Chicago, you got to pick the home team. You got to, you know, here we've got a Cougar head, and I sit here and I'm like, you know, do I pick the Cougars? Are the Cougars the team to pick?
Robert Morris,
Lucas,
Nebraska.
Let me hold
this Cougar, because I am picking the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings. Give me this crown. Let me try to put this thing over my head. There's beads on it. This is a mess.
Check.
Look at this.
1-2, 1-2.
Dan K picking the River Kings. Time running out here on the pregame show. We've had fun. I've got the River Kings winning this one 4-3. We're going to be sending it down to the men, the myth, the legends. We say goodbye for now. We'll be back with the intermission report, sending it now to Bill Downing and Dan Dignan for game time. All right, we're live down at ice level. You know, we made the trek down here both severely out of shape. ESPN Our Body Issues, we were the stars of on the title page there. But Lucas, down at ice level, a little bit of delay at the start, still letting this ice freeze, but it's going to be ready for game time. What does it look like ice level? How cool is this scenery, is the surroundings of this ice rink?
You know, I got to say, from here on ice level, you could not have picked a better place to have this year's Heritage Classic. The lights are going. You got sparkling signs this way. You got music blasting. You got the whole crowd over here. Down on ice level, Dan, I think this is perfectly captures what the outdoor hockey game is all about.
This is what hockey is. This is where it began. This is the roots of hockey. A nice little pond in the middle of town that the whole neighborhood can come out and watch. And what better neighborhood than the city of Chicago for this one, Lucas? Just how fun has Chicago been for us so far? How have you enjoyed the trip?
Well, this has been my first time in Chicago, and I can guarantee you it won't be my last. You know, the food is great, the people are nice, and we have a lot of friends in the USPHL that we knew and also that we've made today. You know, I was talking to some of the parents up in the Adobe Gia, and I got to say, those people were super friendly, always looking to talk to you, always looking to share a story about a player or another player or an opposing team or their team. Just been great to feel like being welcomed by family here.
It's a family atmosphere, a family feeling, especially out here in the Midwest. Two Jersey guys, we love a good Italian sausage, a good slice of pizza, and a good time with a family atmosphere, and that's what the Chicago Cougars are all about here. We're getting close to game time. The music's pumping loud. The coaches have taken the bench. The teams are about to leave the locker room, and the ice is ready to go in front of us. It's going to be good hockey. There's going to be some slow points. There's going to be some outdoor points. There's going to be some feeling out. Just how excited does this crowd seem for this one?
They seem pumped. They are standing at attention, waiting for these teams to hit the ice. They want to see what tonight's game is going to hold in store.
I see John Schwartz, owner of both teams, sending those refs out into the ice. We're ready. It looks like everyone down here is ready. We're going to be sending it back up to the team in the booth soon. When we get that signal, we'll send you back up. But for now, we have the Cougars, the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings, and we are sending it back up to Billy and Dan in the booth for this one. Take it away. Back live here in the beautiful Adobe Gila in our studios, brought to you by Illinois Media School, doing a great job bringing you the broadcast. Dan and Bill, the best in the biz, Lucas, bringing you that first period of play, one where the Chicago Cougars just come out of that period in a little bit of trouble. And by a little bit of trouble, I mean a lot of bit of trouble. 2 men down there, 5-3, the disadvantage. Lucas, break down that first period and let the people at home know how the Cougars bounced back from a little bit of a shaky start there.
Well, you know, the Cougars really took advantage of their first power play opportunity, and that was something that we had said in the pregame that they needed to do in order to be successful. They had 2 quality shots on goal, and they're really getting some nice puck work around the blue line, nice open lanes, take their shots. They weren't able to turn that power play into a goal. They did have a little pipe music, but close doesn't quite cut it in the sport of hockey.
It doesn't cut it, and you know who did cut it. It was Antonio Dimakopoulos, and it's easy for me to say. It's Greek, it's good, and he was a Greek god right there. He put that goal in the back of the net. Antonio Dimakopoulos with the big-time score over the PA. It went to Mr. Quarters, but Dimakopoulos gets the goal. John Schwartz was there to confirm it with me, and he looked good. He looked strong, and he put that one by him. I mean, coming out of there, he's got to feel confident. That's not a guy you were expecting to score in the first period, not because he's not a scorer, but because when you think of an outdoor game, Lucas, you think of the big names. You think of the guys who have scored all year long. You think they're the guy who puts the first one home. When Dimakopoulos, when the guys who play both sides of the ice, when they're getting involved in the offensive end, you become dangerous as a team. And that's what happened right there.
And the Cougars have been going back to, I think, what's been making them successful this year and keeping the score to 1-0 in the first period of play, because the River Kings have come out swinging. They've come out with an aggressive style of hockey, especially in the first 5 minutes, finding those open shooting lanes, but the Cougars are hitting hard right back. They're blocking shots. They're knocking people into the boards. They're fighting for that puck every single time. But I do want to highlight someone on the River Kings side of things. We have number 7. Big hits by number 7, Harrison Cole.
Yeah.
Quality shots on goal by Harrison Cole. Harrison Cole has been all over the ice for the first period in the River Kings, and that's one of the things that I think have been making the River Kings so successful, is coming up and down and back and forth.
Lucas, might I say, Harrison has been harassing skaters down on the ice. He's been as cold as ice. That's what Harrison Cole's been. He's been fun to watch. Lucas and I got hit by a mouthpiece while we were down at ice level. That's how hard he's hitting. He's Mike Tyson style, mixing it up, beating up players down there, making it hard to play that hardcore, that nose to the grindstone, Midwest style of hockey that we've all come to love, that we all love to watch. The reason why we're here, Midwest hockey. Lucas, key to the second period here for the Chicago Cougars. Who's the guy you expect to come out with a big play to start off this second period if they want to start marching their way into a little contest here?
Well, I got to tell you, Dan, the first thing the Cougars have to do is they are going to have to knock off that power play. They're down 2 guys. They're going to have to knock that down, but I think the Cougars have to find Henry Laukkanen. We talked about him originally. He's doing well in the power play.
Yep.
5 goals, 11 assists, 3 power play goals, 7 power play assists. Once they get off this power play, him and Andrew Van Dyke are going to have to work together to put some pucks in the back of the net, because the Cougars have to go offensive here if they want to get back into the game.
I'll tell you what, the key to the River Kings here, they're going to come out on this 5-on-3 advantage, this extra odd man advantage, and they're going to be looking for a big-time score. And you know who you're going to expect to come out there? You're going to expect that line, that top line, Mr. Mance leading the way. I think he's going to be the Mance. Who's the Mance? The Mance of the house. I think he's going to be trying to put one home here. I expect an early River Kings goal. I don't think that's something that should deter Chicago Cougars fans here. I think you bounce back from it. You give up one on a 5-on-3. I think you can live to play another day. You can live. You can move forward. It's a little bit dark down there on the ice, you know, with all the lights going on, the circus that is down on the ice today, the fans A great atmosphere down there. Adrenaline can push this Cougars team back into it. I am excited for what is to come. Lucas, let's just talk about the brand of hockey the USPHL is providing. I mean, you look at two teams like this in the Midwest. You look at the game that's being played in the East. You look at the game in the Pacific. You look at the game in the South. And you look at a league that is expanding the entire country and giving the best hockey product in the world, and now adding on the NCDC. These teams going to be feeding the NCDC. How exciting of a time is this to be a USPHL hockey player or prospect?
Well, I think if these are the types of talents that we're going to be seeing in the NCDC, then you have to be very excited. You know, when we're looking at this, the style of play that's happening right now, it's aggressive, it's skillful, nothing's being held back. And I think one of the other great things about it is that you have a situation where the parents are so supportive as well. Because these young men that are out there on the ice are successful because of the support of the league, their family, their friends. We met so many people, Dan, that aren't even here supporting children of their own. They're supporting their friends' children. And so I think with the talent that you have on the ice and the support you have off the ice, these teams are going to be feeding into the NCDC, and that's going to be a very successful operation.
I mean, if you're a team in the NCDC right now, you've got to be pumped, psyched to watch a game like this, to watch the level of play that is getting put on the ice at the Midwest side of the country here. I flew out, Lucas. I'm stoked on it. I'm stoked on the game. It's powerful hockey.
I am down here with Coach Brad Stouffer. Brad, you came into the second period here down 2 guys in a penalty kill situation. What's your strategy when you're coming in down 2 going into a new period?
It's never a strategy you want, or it's never a situation you want to be in. So it's you just got to kill it off, get back to 5-on-5 action, and go to work. You know, you don't want to be killing penalties, especially against this power play here. They got a lot of weapons and a lot of tools, guys that can score. I thought we did a good job killing it off, some block shots and key times, and now it's 5-on-5, and hopefully we got to stay out of the box.
It's true. It's full strength now. You guys have been playing some real physical hockey. I've been hearing from some of the players that because of the outdoor game, one of the different things that goes on in that game is it's not the traditional lighting. So how have you had to shift your strategy to account for the fact that the lighting's not as bright as it usually is because you're playing an outdoor game?
Yeah, I think just simplify, right? I mean, there's some spots, you know, the lighting's spotty, the ice is okay, but it's not what we're used to, you know, but when it comes down to it, the conditions are the same for both teams. I think you just simplify your game plan. We talked a lot about putting pucks on net, getting pucks to the grade A areas. I thought we did a better job of that in the second. The first wasn't very good at all. It was very reminiscent of our game against these guys 2 days ago where we only created 6 chances the entire game. We didn't have a lot going on. I think in the second here we've been a little bit better getting pucks to the net, but you just got to simplify. 1 or 2 passes, get pucks there with guys going there.
Coach, thank you very much. Good luck with the rest of the game.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Back up to the booth.
We are live down here on the ice with the star of the game, my player of the game, who just asked Lucas, did you pick against me? Yes, he did. And I know never to pick against Eric Schutte in net. Your second shutout of the weekend against these guys. How good does it feel to get a win in an event like this?
Oh, it's great. I mean, this atmosphere is spectacular, and everybody was going tonight. The amount of block shots was insane. They make my life so much easier. I got to thank and give a hug to all of them.
Now, 8th shutout of the year. What do you attribute it to? I know you're going to tell me they're blocking shots. I get it. But low light conditions, outside, odd sight angles, working twice here against the darkness in the back. How'd you get it done? How do you get it done?
Just look through screens the best we can. I mean, they've got a lot of bodies in front. They've got some big boys, and I mean, I'm going to say it again. It's those block shots. There were so many of those. They're going to all have bumps and bruises, but we got a week until our next game, so hopefully they recover and can do it again.
Now, let me ask you this. I know you're the player of the game, but your mascot was the story of the game in the third. The first ejection of a mascot in Heritage Classic history. Right now, there's rumors the league office is going to be reviewing this. He may be suspended. How do you feel about Rowdy's suspension?
I mean, Rowdy he just did everything he could for the team. I mean, he worked hard all game. We saw him out here, skates on, skates off, getting the crowd going, and evidently getting under the Cougars' skin.
How good does it feel, 3 wins, to be heading back to Wisconsin now?
Oh, it's going to be a lot better bus ride home now.
A lot better bus ride home and a great game from Eric Schutte. Thank you, sir. I'll give you a little. Oh, he's going to take the glove off of me. Look at this. That's a top-level player right there. Schutte, thank you. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're here in the postgame. Lucas, you want to come stand with me here real quick? Rapids, River Kings, an incredible incredible battle between these two sides. Lucas, what was your favorite part of this weekend's event?
Well, you know, Dan, I love defense. I love seeing defense. A 1-0 game, outdoors, in the elements, fought between two hard-hitting, shot-blocking teams. This is the hockey that I love to watch.
Midwest hockey, the best hockey, the only hockey better, USPHL, because it's all the same family. The NCDC going to be fed some talent from these teams. USPHL, the future of hockey, the future stars of the hockey world, the next level D1, D3 college commits coming from these squads. Lucas, parting words for today's broadcast.
We want to thank all of our viewers on Hockey TV and Facebook Live. Colleen Taylor, we see your comments. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Keep joining the conversation on Twitter, on Facebook. Email us. Well, you can't text us. Don't text us. But email us. Tweet at us. Facebook us. We'll keep doing Facebook Live if you keep watching. We'll keep showing up on Hockey TV if you want us on there. So let us know. Talk to us. Join the conversation, and you'll get mentioned in a broadcast.
Talk to us. We love talking to you. We want to thank the Illinois Media School here. What an incredible show these gentlemen put on. We asked for a little help. We asked for a camera. They gave us hundreds of cameras, tons of people, tons of volunteers. Show these guys on Facebook Live. These guys working with us all weekend long. They have put together, they have made this happen. Thank you to Illinois Media School for putting this together. Thank you to Dan Squared and Bill up there in the booth, the two best in the business. And as they turn the lights off and tell us it's time to go home, we tell you good night from Chicago and good future hockey watching with the USPHL. As always, we close with, when Dan K's on the mic, it's always hockey night. Thanks for watching. Back up to you in the booth. Illinois Media School, Dan and Bill.
All right. Again, thanks to Dan and Lucas down ice level. 1-0 is your final score here, Dan.